We are living in the future. Beat. But it is a remarkably messy one.
Yeah, that's kind of the best way to put it.
We build machines to find truth. Sometimes they just dream instead.
They absolutely do.
Consider a hallucinating AI trying to verify a war zone video. Instead of finding facts, it generates a fake image.
Right. It literally fabricates the scene.
And then it offers that hallucination as actual proof.
Which completely shatters our baseline for reality. The technology is sprinting right now. Our guardrails are barely jogging.
It's a profound tension. Welcome to the deep dive. We're really glad you're here with us. We are pulling from a fascinating stack of sources today.
It's a heavy stack, too. We've got major tectonic shifts happening across the entire industry.
Okay, let's unpack this. We're looking at the new consumer AI rankings today. We're also exploring a massive graveyard of 5,700 failed startups.
It's a literal graveyard of ideas.
Exactly. After that, we'll examine a billion-dollar push for reasoning AI. And finally, Jensen Huang's trillion-dollar theory of our physical future.
That last one is a massive 5-layer cake. It explains literally everything happening in the hardware space right now.
It really does. Beat. Let's begin with the new global order. Andreessen Horowitz just released their latest consumer AI report.
Right, the A16's Top 100.
This is their 6th edition.
And this is the list everyone in the industry actually watches, because it filters out the empty hype. It measures raw, verifiable user traffic.
It shows us what you are actually using daily, and the landscape is heavily consolidated at the top. ChatGPT still completely dominates the space.
The scale is just staggering. They crossed 900 million weekly active users.
Mm.
Whoa, imagine scaling to 1 billion queries. The server load alone is mind-bending.
It's a massive portion of humanity, nearly 1 billion people talking to a machine every week. 2-sec silence. But the willingness to pay is also shifting.
It is. Claude and Gemini are seeing massive financial traction. Their paid subscriptions skyrocketed over 200% last year.
People only pay for subscriptions when a tool actively saves them time.
Exactly.
It has to solve a tangible, painful problem.
It's graduating from a novelty toy to core enterprise infrastructure. But the report highlights a much bigger structural shift. Traditional legacy apps are suddenly dominating the list.
This is a critical pivot. We're talking about platforms like Canva, CapCut, Notion, and Grammarly.
Right. They aren't new AI startups.
No, they are established giants, but they're surviving because they're adopting embedded AI.
They're weaving the intelligence directly into their existing workflows.
We should clarify that term. Embedded AI simply means intelligence built directly into software you already use. It's the intelligence coming to your cursor.
It's a brilliant defensive strategy. I mean, why would you open a separate tab for ChatGPT to write a memo when Notion has the exact same capability baked right into the blank page?
The friction is just gone.
Completely gone.
It neutralizes the threat of new standalone tools, but this report also maps out a hard geographical fracture. The global AI market is splitting apart.
What's fascinating here is the geopolitical reality of that split. We're seeing 3 highly distinct, isolated ecosystems emerge globally.
The West has its well-known sandbox, but the Chinese apps are aggressively capturing global market share.
They really are. Apps like Manos hit number 44 on the global list. Gensbark fought its way to number 47.
They aren't just serving domestic users anymore.
No, they're competing on the world stage.
Meanwhile, the Russian ecosystem is isolating almost entirely. They're building a walled digital garden.
Yeah, OpenClaw is notably absent from the rankings, though to be fair, that's largely due to the report's specific time frame.
It's essentially a new digital Cold War. Every superpower realizes something profound. Whoever controls the foundational models controls the cultural narrative.
Foundational models being the massive general-purpose engines powering most AI applications.
Right. They dictate how a society processes information. Beat. Does embedded AI ultimately kill the standalone app?
Standalone innovates. Embedded scales. We absolutely need both to push boundaries.
That brings up a natural question of execution. Let's examine today's triumphs, fails, and strange hallucinations.
The daily reality of working with these models is a total roller coaster.
There's a fascinating project tracking dead AI startups. It's a literal graveyard listing over 5,700 failed companies.
It sounds depressing, but it's actually an incredible strategic playbook.
How so?
It's a map of early adopter demand. People clearly wanted these tools to exist.
The timing was just completely wrong. Think about the early virtual assistants from around 2012 or 2015.
Exactly. Back then, founders had to manually code every possible user intent.
If a user asked a question slightly differently, the whole system broke.
Right. It was brutally expensive and technically impossible to scale. The unit economics were completely broken.
But today, a large language model handles that out of the box. It understands the intent naturally.
And it does it for fractions of a penny. It's like finding an abandoned gold mine. You go back after the invention of modern drilling. Suddenly, what was impossible is now highly profitable.
The raw materials haven't changed. Our extraction tools have evolved.
Exactly.
Speaking of execution, OpenAI just shipped a quiet revolution for education.
Oh, this is huge. They added highly interactive math and science tools directly into ChatGPT.
It covers over 70 different complex concepts. You can tweak a physics equation and watch the corresponding graph change instantly.
It feels exactly like stacking Lego blocks of data. It makes abstract theoretical math incredibly tactile.
It transforms a static answer into a dynamic playground. But as our tools get sharper, our shared reality gets much blurrier.
Yeah, the information ecosystem is getting dangerously murky right now.
Fake AI-generated visuals are spreading rapidly on X. These are highly realistic images specifically depicting the war in Iran.
And this is where the guardrails completely failed. Grok, the platform's native AI, attempted to step in.
A video of a missile strike circulated online. Grok analyzed the video to verify its authenticity.
But instead of flagging it, Grok hallucinated.
It actually generated its own fake AI image to serve as proof that the event happened.
It manufactured alternative evidence to support a completely fabricated reality.
It is a profound systemic vulnerability. The mechanism designed to protect truth became the primary engine of deception. Beat. How do we trust AI to verify information?
We can't yet. AI checking AI still creates massive blind spots.
That vulnerability requires incredible computing power to fix. Which brings us to our third segment, the trillion-dollar infrastructure race.
The physical world is desperately trying to catch up to the software.
We are seeing a massive geographic footprint expanding. In Mississippi, XAI just secured approval for a giant new data center.
And the sheer scale of this facility is difficult to overstate.
It's causing immense friction. Local residents are raising serious environmental concerns about potential pollution and water usage.
Right.
Meanwhile, regional officials are pointing to the massive economic investment. It is a complex physical dispute over a digital footprint.
You just can't run the digital future without aggressively terraforming the physical present.
It requires a staggering amount of raw energy. Look at the new venture from OpenAI's co-founder. It's called the Thinking Machines Lab.
They just signed a massive infrastructure deal with NVIDIA.
They plan to run 1 full gigawatt of AI compute starting in 2027. We should define that. Compute is the processing power needed to run heavy software.
And a gigawatt is literally the power required to run a medium-sized city. It's the output of a nuclear reactor dedicated entirely to thinking machines.
NVIDIA isn't just supplying them, they are actively investing in the lab. Meanwhile, Meta is making very strange, aggressive acquisitions.
They just bought a viral platform called Moltbook.
It's essentially a social network built entirely for AI agents.
It's a bizarre concept at first glance. I mean, why do software programs need a social network?
Why do they?
Because future agents need an environment to negotiate. Imagine your AI scheduling assistant needs to bargain with my AI travel agent.
They need a shared digital protocol to exchange data and trade favors.
Exactly. The Moltbook founders are now joining Meta's core superintelligence team.
Beat. Here's where it gets really interesting. Yann LeCun's new startup, AMI, just raised massive capital.
They pulled in $1.03 billion. Their valuation is sitting at $3.5 billion. For a brand new company, that's wild.
The money is huge, but the architectural philosophy is what actually matters. LeCun wants to abandon how we currently build AI.
He is actively rejecting the architecture behind ChatGPT and Claude.
Today's models are fundamentally prediction engines. They've read the entire internet.
Right.
They are incredibly good at mimicking logic by simply guessing the most statistically probable next word.
Right, and they sound brilliant.
Yeah.
But they don't actually possess a mental model of physics. They don't truly understand cause and effect. They just string plausible words together.
LeCun argues that predicting words is a dead end. AMI is trying to build a system that can genuinely reason.
It needs to plan 10 steps ahead in the physical world.
It has to hold a persistent worldview. If it drops a virtual glass, it needs to know it shatters.
Without just quoting a Wikipedia article about gravity.
2-sec silence. Are prediction-based models finally hitting a wall?
Yes, predicting the next word isn't the same as actual real-world planning.
We're going to take a quick second, but when we come back, we're cutting into a 5-layer cake.
Sponsor.
Welcome back to the deep dive. Let's move into our 4th segment. We are looking at rapid-fire empowered tools.
These aren't theoretical models. These are agentic workflows you can deploy right now.
Exactly. First up is a tool called Vozo. It's designed for global video distribution.
It translates the spoken text in your videos.
But the killer feature is that it preserves the original visual timing.
Right. If you have a massive corporate slide deck, you record it once, and Vozo seamlessly dubs it into 20 languages without breaking the visual sync.
It completely removes the friction of global communication. Then we have Chronicle 2.0. This acts as an autonomous AI design partner.
It takes your chaotic, raw notes and instantly turns them into polished, highly visual slides.
It automatically and strictly adheres to your specific brand guidelines. Next on the stack is Sightfire.ai.
This one shifts from design into aggressive distribution.
It deploys specialized agents to crawl the web. They analyze exactly what type of content actually drives high-quality citations.
Then those agents write brand-aware articles tailored to that data. They even generate custom outreach emails to secure the backlinks.
It automates the entire SEO lifecycle.
Finally, there's Fish Audio S2. This one is incredible, but admittedly a little terrifying.
It generates highly realistic synthetic voices. It captures deep emotional nuance, subtle breathing, and natural rhythm.
And it accomplishes all of that using only 10 seconds of reference audio.
10 seconds to permanently clone a human voice. Beat. But managing these tools is inherently chaotic. I still wrestle with prompt drift myself.
Oh, absolutely. Everyone does.
Prompt drift is when an AI slowly forgets your original instructions.
Yeah.
You start a session and the output is flawless. 20 prompts later, the model has completely lost the plot.
It starts wandering off topic. You have to constantly wrangle it back to the original constraints.
It requires exhausting vigilance.
That's the core problem these new tools solve. They handle the complex prompting invisibly. The user just pushes a button.
The agent handles the drift, the context window, and the error correction behind the scenes. What connects all these new tools?
They all turn complex, multi-step tasks into simple, one-click agent workflows.
That transition from chatting to delegating is everything. Beat. Which leads us perfectly into our final segment, Jensen Huang's 5-layer AI cake.
If you want to understand the economics of the next decade, this is the master thesis.
Jensen Huang is the CEO of NVIDIA. He recently published a rare, deeply analytical blog post.
He argued that the hundreds of billions we've spent so far, that's just the warm-up.
He stated plainly that the build-out will require trillions more.
Trillions, with a T.
He believes AI is no longer a software category. It is core infrastructure.
It is exactly as vital as the digital economy's power grid.
If we connect this to the bigger picture,
This perfectly explains the gigawatt deals and those fierce data center controversies in Mississippi.
it's all connected through his 5-layer stack model. Let's break it down. Layer 1, the foundation, is energy.
This means literal power plants, nuclear reactors, solar farms, and the raw electricity grid.
Layer 2 is chips.
These are the GPUs. GPUs are specialized chips designed to process multiple tasks simultaneously. This is NVIDIA's absolute dominance.
Layer 3 is infrastructure.
The massive, sprawling data centers, the advanced cooling systems, and thousands of miles of networking cables.
Layer 4 is models.
This is the software brain, the foundational models like ChatGPT, Claude, and LeCun's new reasoning engine.
And finally, layer 5, the peak, is applications.
The specific tools we just discussed, Vozo, Sightfire, Copilot, and the chatbots.
Huang describes a massive, inescapable economic gravity. Demand sits purely at layer 5. You and I use an application to write an email.
That application pulls computing power from the layer 4 model,
To run that model, it aggressively pulls on the layer 3 data center infrastructure.
which forces those data centers to buy millions of layer 2 computer chips.
And those millions of chips put a catastrophic strain on the layer 1 raw electricity grid.
Demand at the top strains every single physical layer below it.
It's a violent chain reaction. It drives relentless physical expansion and intense hiring across every single industry in the stack. Is the energy layer the ultimate bottleneck?
Absolutely. Without power plants, there are no chatbots. Energy is the ceiling.
That is a sobering physical limitation to sex silence. So what does this all mean?
It means we have to stop viewing AI as just an app on our phones.
We started today discussing 900 million weekly ChatGPT users. That massive number sits at the very top of the layer cake.
And from the user's perspective, the application just feels like weightless magic.
But that digital magic is anchored to a brutal, heavy physical reality. It connects directly to gigawatt data centers.
It demands nuclear-level energy grids.
It triggers complex community disputes over local resources and land use. The big idea here is a total paradigm shift.
AI is no longer a software boom. It is a physical transformation of our planet.
It is arguably the most aggressive physical infrastructure build-out of the 21st century.
We are pouring millions of tons of concrete. We are laying massive, high-voltage power lines across continents.
We are literally restructuring the physical world to support a digital mind.
And we're doing it at breakneck speed.
It's a profound moment in our history. Beat, we want to leave you with one final, slightly unsettling thought.
Yeah, this is a heavy one.
Consider this vast, highly interdependent 5-layer physical stack. If AI truly becomes our core societal infrastructure, exactly like electricity or the internet,
Right.
what happens to humanity the day we experience our first global AI blackout?
That is a genuinely terrifying scenario to picture.
It's something to seriously mull over as you watch these data centers go up. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We always appreciate your time and your curiosity.
Thanks for exploring it with us.
Take care of yourselves out there.